Yes, I'm at the museum here in East Greenwich, and I actually have Jason here. He's all dressed up. He's wearing something that people who were in the 1st Black Regiment in Rhode Island, something to reflect that something that they would wear, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
This is the uniform that they would have wore, the 1st Rhode Island, when they got their uniforms. And just to let you know, the helmet that I'm wearing came later, around 1780, 1781. A lot of them wore tricorns, but I like to represent wear the helmet that they marched through Philadelphia with, and I also stand out and people ask me questions, and I'm able to educate people on the 1st Rhode Island by them asking me questions why I look so different.
Wonderful. And I know you have a personal connection that we talked a little bit in about a half hour ago, but you didn't tell us about your father. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
So my father was, when he was 17, he joined the Air Force. He went all through the different ranks of the Air Force. He was a special chemical engineer in the prime beef unit, a welder, and did multiple different jobs in the Air Force. It was a specialized unit. And I happened to be looking back at it and looking at one of the first bases they built that I said, wow, wait a second. He's the only African-American there. And he was the first African-American in that unit. He played football for the engineers in the Air Force. And after just looking at everything he did, I said, wow, now I know where the patriotism comes from of our ancestors going all the way back to the 1770s of fighting in the Revolution.
So going back to this all being in Rhode Island and having this be the 1st regiment over here, I just wonder how this connects to other families and other people as well who served in the American Revolution. Yeah. So I know we have Patrick again over here to give us just a bit of an explainer of some artifacts over here that we can learn more about.
Sure. So this exhibit gallery features all of our colonial Rhode Island, Revolutionary War through the early 19th century. One of the jewels of our collection is this letter. It's authored by Thomas Nichols of Warwick, Rhode Island. He had been enslaved. He gains his permanent freedom in exchange for his service in the 1st Rhode Island Black Regiment. He's in the Battle of Rhode Island. He's wounded. He survives. And he's writing this letter about a year later, amazingly, to his former owners, Ben and Phoebe Nichols of Warwick. And he's asking them for help to get a discharge because war, he says, is disagreeable to my mind as well as destructive to my health. It's a very sad letter. We think he has PTSD. He ends up in the Corps of Invalids, which is a unit for wounded people, sick people who could still do some service, like guard duty, things like that. But we lose track of Thomas after that. And today we're doing research to try to find what happened to Thomas ultimately. And we would love to find descendants of Thomas today.
And I'm sure that a possibility for that would be at Saturday when they have an event to honor the 1st Black Regiment in Rhode Island. So make sure you attend and come out and support and learn even more about the history of Rhode Island. Reporting live in East Greenwich, I'm Laralyn Jackson with ABC 6 News.